I mean, not literally, but in action, partner in action. And I wanted to thank you, first of all, for, again, continuously being an advocate for the LGBT community, and specifically for your push to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell. This is a very much military culture here in New Mexico. I am still very, very much disheartened, very disheartened, as it's still not completely repealed, yes. And there are friends and colleagues and so forth who are still getting kicked out, and not just because of their, I mean, that's just for gays and lesbians and bisexual individuals. I mean, even transgender and our genderqueer individuals and gender different individuals are, I mean, that's a whole other question. They've gotten way worse. So I want to know what you are going to do going forward to make sure that that's going to change it. Not only that, but we need to put pressure on President Obama and hold him accountable for that. And not only that, but for DOMA as well. I don't know if you, do you want to ask your question?
I was curious about with the recent victory in New York for gay marriage, what would you do to help push that and make that happen here in Mexico?
Right.
Well, I think first off, we need to continue to support legislation like Cisco McSorley has pushed time and time again in the legislature. And we need to make sure that we get a governor next time who will pass it, and we have a Senate that will back him up and do the right thing. We came very, very close to making an incredible step forward in this state a couple of years ago, and we came up short. I've always been supportive of that effort. We need to repeal DOMA so that we're not putting a federal yoke around states that are willing to step up and extend constitutional rights to same-sex couples. And we need to continue to move forward on, we still haven't passed the Employment Non-Discrimination Act.
Here, here.
So there are things that we can do and that we need to continue to push for, and we need to be ready when the time is right. And John Boehner's not running the show in the House again, and we have the votes lined up in the Senate to get this done. And I will tell you, as somebody who sat on the Armed Services Committee through all of these debates and all of this back and forth, the biggest, the people who got it, we lost Democrats on that Don't Ask, Don't Tell issue. They were not on the younger side of the age scale. The reason why I bring that up, not to be ageist, but because some of the most conservative, blue dog, Democrats who come from tough districts that are culturally very different than mine, they were like, this debate was over 10 years ago. They were not a problem. We need to change enough of the culture in both the Senate and the House to be able to move forward on those things, and to have the numbers to be able to say, you know what, the American people, they've moved on. It's time that we woke up and got to where they've been for 10 years now.
Yeah. One more follow-up.
So, specifically though, I'm wondering, because you recently wrote a letter to President Obama to bring troops back home and so forth, and I really thank you for that. I'm wondering, will you write and continue to pressure our beloved president on those issues? Will you write another letter for Don't Ask, Don't Tell? Will you write other? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking for specific action, and I
if you want a specific action on Don't Ask, Don't Tell,
and DOMA
well, and on DOMA, I'm a co-sponsor. That's about as specific as you can get in the House of Representatives.
Right, but
on ENDA, I am as well. And we will continue, I meet with Jared Polis, with Tammy Bolden. We work on this stuff time and time again, and they can go to me because I'm on Armed Services. And I worked with Patrick Murphy on Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And we will continue to hold accountable the military leaders whose job it is to implement the new law. People like Admiral Mullen and others to make sure that this happens. And that also means pushing back on some of the ones the Marine Corps has been a bigger problem than the other service branches. We will not let up on this issue until it gets done. We'll bring it up in committee, we'll continue to push on them, and we'll make sure that every time that we go through an armed services authorization bill, we have this conversation. Every time we go through a appropriations bill for our armed services, that discrimination has no place in our nation's military. If somebody's going to pick up a rifle and defend this country, we should defend their right to be there.
Thank you.